Hello, welcome to Two Mouths.
For the fourth time.
Yeah.
Y'all, we've had to record this a couple of different times.
Yes, a couple.
The feral child in the newsroom over here.
Yeah.
Has put the juju on Two Mouths.
Yes. Yeah.
We haven't been able, we've recorded,
Yes.
had technical difficulties,
Yeah.
won't upload, won't.
Yeah.
So this feral child that we're going to talk about today.
Yeah. But he does have some news coming that we'll mention
Yes.
later.
Yes. Yes. You can find Two Mouths
No Breaks
over on the Facebook
The TikTok.
and the YouTube. The TikTok is more fun for us. Like
Yeah.
we're doing
Right.
friends and hanging out in the pool, taking shots. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Doing the latest.
Doing the Two Mouths thing.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
I
that's,
know.
that's just a normal
Yeah.
occurrence. But anyway, give us a like and a follow on those. You can find
comment?
a comment would really help.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Bring us around in that algorithm. A logarithm.
An antenna.
Y'all, we're joking about some of the kids when they see things.
Yeah.
The big one read a logarithm.
Hey.
It's algorithm, but he read it a logarithm.
A laga.
So anyway,
Tomato.
help us on the algorithm.
Okay. Yeah. Potato.
And pick us up on your antenna.
Yeah.
That would be the feral child that we're about to talk about. So anyway, Dane is the 12-year-old.
Yeah.
He has autism, but it doesn't have him. He
Oh,
he fights it.
yes. He definitely has. Yeah.
He's very unpredictable on what he might say.
No.
He's the one you don't put on speakerphone.
No.
He's the one you don't invite in your conversation either.
No. Hey, bro.
How's it going?
Yeah.
Shut the front door.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But anyway, no, he's probably the original no breaks because he likes to talk about his mom, the Jen one.
The Gen 1.
We were at Texas Roadhouse one day eating, and we were waiting to go in and eat. We're sitting in the waiting area, and up above the door is a large moose mounted on the wall. And the sweet, loving child that he is says, "Hey, Mom."
No. Hey, Jen.
Yeah, hey, Jen. Yeah, that you're as big as that moose. Yeah. And the poor little hostess just kind of looked like, did I hear
that
right? Say that? Like, that's
Good.
what you heard.
So you were here.
Yeah.
No, you're here.
He's an ego buster.
For
Like
sure.
I mean, don't think you're something because you're not.
No.
He has no problem
No.
busting you down.
Like, no filter.
No. And if you
None.
ask him something, like he'll be honest. Like, do you like Woodrow? No.
No.
And it's usually because Woodrow's done something to make him angry.
Of course.
Or I mean, he is a sweet kid when he wants to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, ego buster. Do not come in with an ego with this child.
No. If you do, you'll lose it quickly.
I mean, I think we could have him on here. It'd be 3 mouths, no breaks, because he's the one with no breaks.
Yeah.
Like, it flies.
One of us might have to be the brave one that way. Like, okay. Whoa.
Yeah, I finally did have to bust out the other day and tell him that, that's not nice.
You can't say this.
Yeah, and I'm not going to repeat what it is, but I did tell him
Yeah.
we can't be going around saying
Yeah.
this. He did not talk till he was 4, almost 5. So a lot of times we let, I don't know why, but we let things fly. It took him a while. I don't know what Chewy's upset that we're
Yes.
talking about his friend.
Yeah. And anyways.
But anyway, he didn't talk till he was almost 4, almost 5. So now we let him talk about whatever he wants to talk about most of the time.
Yeah.
And it might be basketball, it might be Cincinnati Reds, it might be
The Miami Heat.
the Miami Heat,
Yeah.
it might be the Hook'em Longhorn.
Took some, yeah.
Man, you swayed him to the dark side.
I did. OG did not help, though.
But he's buying him the merch.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, speaking of him being a Longhorn.
Horn fan, yeah. Sweet 16 for the women's was in Birmingham
Yeah,
a few months ago.
yeah. So we made the venture,
We made the venture,
got us some tickets.
got us some tickets.
The feral child.
Yeah. Yeah, and the big child.
Yes.
We
yes.
did not leave him.
No, we take him
Yeah.
this way.
So there were 2 games. TCU, Texas Christian University, playing Notre Dame.
Go Irish.
And then we had the Longhorns playing Tennessee. So, of course, we rooted for TCU, Texas.
Texas teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So during the starting lineup for Notre Dame, what does Dane do?
Oh, he's flipping the bird and
Yeah, booing
saying
them.
boo.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, to be fair, there weren't a lot of either fans where we were sitting at the time.
Yeah,
No Notre Dame fans.
none.
No
Yeah.
TCU fans.
Right.
We were in the upper deck. We had great seats.
Oh,
We
yeah,
could see
yeah,
the whole
great,
court
yeah,
and everything. But
great
we were in the
seats.
upper deck, and there weren't any Fighting Irish or the TCU
TCU, yeah.
frogs up there.
Horned frog.
Horned frogs,
Yeah.
yes. But yeah, he was not a fan
No,
of the
not a
Notre
fan.
Dame and boo and flipping
Yeah,
of the bird.
yeah. TCU won the game, so that was good.
Yeah,
Frog.
that was good. Yeah, get some little frogs
Yeah,
up,
get
which also means pizza in sign
Pizza,
language.
yeah, pizza.
Yeah.
So next comes the Longhorns
Yes.
versus Tennessee. You
Yeah.
know, the Battle of the Oranges. We were in a section full of not the burnt orange.
We were in Rocky Top area.
We were, yes, very much so.
And it didn't turn out that way till that game.
Yeah, yeah.
Like there were nobody sitting near us.
There
really.
was some South Carolina fans. I mean, because South Carolina,
yeah.
But yeah, so we were in we stuck out like a sore thumb.
We were definitely in foreign land.
Yes. But so starting lineups for Texas, of course, Happy.
Yep,
And he
yep.
had his little pin
Hook 'em.
it. Yeah.
He was
hook
hook
'em and all of that. Yeah.
Horns. Yeah.
So Tennessee starting lineup, we get booed, flipped off again.
Yeah.
And then shooting free throws on the end we were on.
Yeah.
He was waving his banner and
Yeah.
booing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he snuck up on the Goomba. They have a little game where they try
To
whoever
find
spots
Bevo.
Bevo first. Well, Dane spotted Bevo first.
He sure did.
Like didn't miss a beat.
No.
Like
It was the guy with the sparkly jacket that had me.
yeah, that was pretty sparkly. I still think
Yeah.
we need to get OG one.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Wonder where we can find one.
The Amazon.
And then we need to have it put on like it needs to be in sparkly on the back. The OG.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Anyway,
Anyway, yeah.
the 16-year-old dubbed him the OG because he's the original Pain.
Yeah.
So
And-
he's the OG.
Yes.
He's the OG.
Yeah.
But yeah, we that was interesting.
It was very
I
interesting.
thought we were gonna have to fight some volunteers there
Ooh,
with the
yeah.
child booing and
Yeah.
flipping
And Tennessee did go ahead briefly.
yeah, that was
The feral child was not happy.
no.
I think few F words flew out.
yes.
Uh,
I'm pretty sure when he saw the score and Tennessee was ahead, what the fuck?
yeah, for sure.
Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, and then
And then
he
of
was
course everybody's like looking around.
Yeah.
But hey, you know.
Tennessee judgeteers. They were judging.
Yeah, yeah. They were definitely not singing Rocky Top at the end of that game.
No, and that's okay
Yeah,
because we had horns up and
we did. Horns
were-
up.
we were
Yeah,
going.
for sure.
and that's Dane's favorite team. You know, he's abandoned everybody else now.
So ignore the crazy dog.
So we're leaving. This is feral child juju everywhere.
Chewy. Okay.
So we were leaving the Sweet 16.
yeah.
Sweet 16. We couldn't make it to the Final Four to watch the Horns play. That was pricey tickets for us.
It was, and it was a little bit of a drive.
You could have played hooky.
We
made
could have stayed for the Elite Eight because that was that Monday.
Yeah, we could have.
The
We
Final
could have.
Four was in the
Oh,
Tampa.
that's right, the
Yeah.
Tampa. Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about it. If
We did.
made
We
it.
did. Yeah.
But anyway, we were leaving the Sweet 16,
Yeah.
and
We hungry?
yeah, we hungry.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't pay the the
Yeah.
establishment prices
Yeah.
for food,
Mm.
so we were hungry.
Yeah.
So
Dane did not smell McDonald's.
no, he didn't smell McDonald's that
So
day,
we went to the Chick-fil-A,
which is better known as.
the Lord's Chicken.
That's right. He calls it the Lord's Chicken, and it's the Lord's Chicken because
Closed on Sundays.
yes, you get the best deals on Sunday.
That's right.
Chick-fil-A. And apparently there was a baseball tournament. Like
Yeah.
child's baseball.
Yeah. Little League. Yeah.
Little League. Maybe some little older kids there, but
Yeah,
it was
either.
mostly Little League. And we go in and order our food and sit down,
Yeah.
and Dane orders a kid's meal there,
Mhm.
and it comes with a book.
And a plush little toy thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it had a book. And Dane sits down and opens up the package that the book's in and promptly yells out, "Look, Mom! Look, Jen! It's
The douche.
turtle douche."
Turtle douche. Yes.
Where that came from, I don't know.
Don't know. Do we know the real name of the book?
I don't. It's
Negative.
probably at Marsha's house.
Yeah.
Excuse me, y'all. But yeah, it was a pretty crowded dining room.
Yes.
And he says, "Oh, Turtle Douche."
Yeah. He proceeds to read the story.
Yeah.
Turtle Douche did this.
Turtle Douche went to the river.
Yeah.
Turtle Douche went to the
Park.
store. Right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So I don't know if he thought the turtle's name was Douche.
I think so.
It was wild.
It was
and
very
the
wild.
looks
And the looks. Yeah. Yeah.
from the people in the Lord's Chicken
Yes.
were quite shocked that
Yeah.
that he was saying that. We were thrilled as well. We had no idea where that came from.
No.
I was stunned for half a
Yeah.
second when
Wait. What?
did I hear douche?
But then we had to look at the book to see what it was
Like,
from.
why are we talking about turtles and douche?
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah,
then
we're-
we saw the book. But
yeah.
still didn't understand where the douche part.
No, not at all.
I don't know why he knows the word douche, but I don't use that one frequently. That's
Yeah.
not in my repertoire.
No,
swear.
no, none at all.
But anyway, we had a good meal.
We did.
Had a good time. And the turtle douche probably lives on at Marsha's house.
Yes.
All right, y'all. This is feral child juju on this.
Yes, for sure. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. But then he has no problem giving people nicknames.
Names, yeah.
Especially one person.
Yes, one person.
Well, I don't know. You got the Goomba. And I don't know where that came from. That was a slip up, I think.
Yeah, it was.
And it was in the pool once again.
Yeah. Everybody gets a nickname
In the pool.
Yeah.
But we were here at the pool party one day.
Yeah.
And they were some water guns involved.
Yes.
And someone may or may not have accidentally sprayed him in the face.
Yes.
And the feral child pops up angry.
Yeah.
And what does he shout out?
Say hello to my little friend.
Yes, in true Scarface
Yes.
fashion, which the child has never seen. I know for a fact he's never
Yeah.
seen Scarface. That's not in his repertoire. And then proceeds to spray the person who accidentally sprayed him in the face.
Accidentally.
Sprayed him back right in the face.
Yes.
And took his revenge.
Direct
Yeah.
hit.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't have been more direct.
No.
And then he proceeds to call him a...
Woodrow, you stupid son of a bitch.
And now when you ask him, what is Woodrow's name?
A stupid son of a bitch.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter who you are. You could be Joe Blow on the street and
Yeah.
say, hey,
I heard you know Woodrow.
what is he called? And he will say,
Yeah.
a stupid son of a bitch.
Yep.
But then in the middle of a funeral home, we had a family member pass away, a close family member.
Yeah.
And we were in the middle of a funeral home, and Goomba and Woodrow had been so gracious to come and pay their respects
Yeah.
straight from Dega.
Yeah. Straight
So
from the Dega.
so Woodrow decides he's gonna hit the can,
Yeah.
as he should.
Yeah.
And
It was
we're
a
all
long
standing there. It was a long drive. And we're all standing there and not paying attention.
No, none at all.
And the feral one spots Woodrow coming out of the can. And what do we hear?
Eric with a K.
No ass
Eric
with the K.
with a K. Yes.
Loudly. Like, there's no ass Eric with a K. We all kind of freeze for a
Like-
second. Like, did we hear that?
Yeah.
Do we acknowledge that? And luckily, the people that we were with, they were friends or closer family, and they just laughed because they
Yeah.
know that's how he is.
Dane.
He means nothing by it. It's just what
Oh
pops
no,
in his
it's
head.
Woodrow.
and
He
it's-
totally means it with
Well, it just pops in his head, and I
Yeah.
think it comes out. He has that no filter.
no filter.
Or he says things, and oh crap, I might not have should have said that.
He
It's out
says
now.
what we were thinking about when we don't
Too
say
often.
it. Yeah.
Too often. I'm like,
Yeah.
can you read our minds?
Yeah.
Like, can you read our minds? But no, he and Woodrow have a special bond.
Yes, a very special bond, if that's what you want to call it.
The side hugs
Yeah.
and oh, you're not getting a hug.
Yeah.
And, yeah. They have a very special bond. But like I said, Dane didn't talk till he was almost 5 years old. He was 4, but almost 5. So the things that come out of his mouth sometimes definitely startle other people.
Yeah, for sure.
We had a investigator from our local sheriff's department at the house. We had some things going on, and he was explaining to us what was going to go on.
Yeah.
It was nothing legal, just we had an issue, and they were going to investigate it for us. And we're sitting out in the front yard, and his dad's out there talking to the investigator, and they're talking about things. And me and our Uber driver friend were sitting there in chairs, as you do.
Yeah.
In the South, you watch all the shit go down. And we're sitting out there and somebody drives by and blows a horn. Don't know if it was somebody I knew, somebody across the street knew, whatever. They blew the horn. And I'm thinking it, and Dane says it, like, what the fuck? And the investigator kind of stops what he's talking about and looks over at the child, and then looks back over at his dad, and then looks back over at the child like, did I just hear what I think I heard from the child? And I was like, you're new here. Stick around. There'll be more. There will be more.
Oh, definitely. Yes.
But the child, yeah, he's a special breed.
Yes.
He's got an older brother who's a very sweet kid.
Sweet child.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Polar opposites here.
Will not swear for the life of him.
Might make a joke at your expense, but he's not like an ego crusher.
No.
Like,
no.
But sweet Dane has labeled his brother a certain barnyard animal, which might be a pig. And he does mean fat pig.
Yes, not PH.
No.
But F as in fat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have to remind his brother that he's just, joking.
Yeah.
He doesn't mean to hurt your feeling. Although calling me a moose might have been personal. But no, we had been to the Sweet 16, excuse me. And Dane was in the other room at my mom's house, and he comes running in there. He was like, Mom, come quick. Caden's on the TV. And I thought, okay, we were at the Sweet 16. We did
see the news crew there.
And we took a picture with their backdrop
there. We did,
there.
yes. Yeah.
And we saw cameras around, and we never saw ourselves. But that doesn't mean, I mean, we might have been watching the game. Anyway, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, Caden's on the local news.
Yeah, we're famous.
Yeah.
For something good.
For once. Oh, it is that aggressive commercial with the little pig. The little Three Little Pig reference, but it's the pig. And he's got his little windmill out.
Yeah.
And his name is Maxwell.
Maxwell.
And he's referring to Caden as being Maxwell the pig. Yeah. And I just kind of laughed. And then I promptly messaged Goomba and told the story. And then Goomba promptly messages...
this was not the this was like another weekend.
I think you had gone home, though.
We
were still there. We were still there.
Yeah.
My mom lives in Birmingham, so we were staying there, and she had come up to go to the Sweet 16 and stayed at my mom's house. Anyway, I promptly messaged her and said, you won't believe what this child has just done. And she lost it. And then she proceeded to tell
G, and he lost it. And so now every time he sees that commercial, he thinks of poor sweet Caden.
Poor chunk. He does not stand a chance.
Yeah.
But he takes good care of his brother.
He does.
He's a pig, a whale, a cow, a hippo, all mashed together, I think.
Yeah.
He means well.
He does.
And I have to remind Caden that it's funny. I mean, and Caden turns around and calls him a cow. So they have that little joke going on. But then, as we're sitting there that night on the Sweet 16, and you have to understand, Dane has a lot of wrestlers, like plastic action figure wrestlers, 2 rings at my mom's house that
2 or 3.
I think there's only 2, but he has like an ambulance and a couple other things. Yeah. And he was having, was it WrestleMania or Royal Rumble?
Royal Rumble.
The Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And he had them going in the living room there, and they were everywhere. And we were trying to wind up and go to bed, I think, and somehow a shoe flew and hit me in the face. Yeah, I looked at him and I was just about to say something like, what the hell? Like, why did you throw a shoe at me? And Dane said he didn't throw the shoe. It was magic. So that made it all better, the fact that he had hit me in the face with a shoe because it had been magic. It surely wasn't sweet Dane.
No.
That threw the shoe that hit me in the face.
No, it was magic.
But yeah, and he, in a split second, thought of saying it was magic.
Magic, yeah.
We hadn't talked about magic.
No.
Nobody was saying anything magic. But it was like, it was magic. It just flew from him and hit me in the face.
Yeah.
But we've learned to take the road tripping with him.
Yeah.
We need to start videoing the road trips.
Yes.
Because the things that come out in the road trips are...
In the back seat.
The things you hear in the front seat coming from the back seat.
The back seat, yes.
Backseat confession.
Maybe one time we need to do like carpool karaoke.
Oh gosh, that would be wild.
Duality. Jelly.
Not a fan of Jolene over the duality.
No. Shabuzi.
Yeah. He and Shabuzi have a history. Yeah. Thing got vibrated out of the seat.
I was gonna give up.
That was wild. That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
wild. Speaking of that, we took him to his first concert.
Yes.
To see his favorite,
Favorite.
Jelly Roll.
Jelly. Yep.
And Shabuzi was one of his opening acts.
Yeah.
There were two there.
Yeah.
Three. I think there were three total. Anyway, Shabuzi was one of them, and we were sitting there, and the bass dropped for Getting Tipsy.
Did the
That's
bartender song? Yeah.
Yeah. And Dane reached up and grabbed his chest because it was vibrating our seats, obviously.
Yeah. And it was not the waffle fart.
No, it was not the waffle fart that you will catch in a later episode. I'm sure we'll talk about that waffle fart. But yeah, so he grabbed his chest and his eyes were really big, like, what is going on?
Mom, Jen, what did you bring me to?
He was sitting between the Goomba and I.
Yeah.
And he looked at both of us like, is this supposed to be happening?
I was like, I don't know, buddy.
We're just here for the ride.
It startled me too.
But then he was fine because Jelly came on.
Yeah.
And he sang along to a couple of his favorite songs. He had a great time.
We did.
And now he's ready for his next concert, which he would like it to be.
Slipknot.
I'm not sure he's ready for a Slipknot concert.
Nah.
We might have to sit in the nosebleeds.
I don't know if I'm ready for Slipknot.
That might be one I'm okay being in the nosebleeds for.
Yeah.
I don't want to be up the floor.
OG's still looking for those tickets.
I know they're on a European tour now.
They are, yeah.
I think
so. But
they need to swing back this way.
He's
just
looking for us, yeah.
Just for Dane.
We might have to meet in the middle somewhere. Hey.
I mean, I'm not above flying.
We'll travel for concerts.
But Dane falls in the Juju Killers.
Juju Killers.
I don't know why. Do they kill his juju? I mean, he's out there thrashing Slipknot Duality and all of those, and he knows like
the word.
It'll start playing, and he'll be like, "Oh, this is Duality by Slipknot," and some other songs.
Yeah, but anyways,
back to the car trip. Yeah, we're driving along. We're headed to Nashville.
Yeah,
we go through Athens, and we saw the Buc-ee's with the car wash. And Dane has a thing about car washes.
He loves them.
He wants you to go through them.
Yes.
He was very upset when we came back.
They were closed. Yeah.
But the thing about Dane is he's going to ride through the car wash with his eyes closed, looking at the floor, head down, looking at the floor. And he's going to hand you his phone to video the whole experience. And then once you hit that dryer and are out, he will start watching the video. But he is mad that they were closed and we couldn't have the Buc-ee's.
We owe him that.
We do. We'll have to head back up to Athens and find something to do.
You know, there's a lodge store up in Athens that they just opened.
Yeah, I heard rumblings of that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know anybody that collects the cast iron.
The cast iron. I had no idea.
And I think nowadays not enough men get hit with the cast iron.
Yeah.
Anyway, from the back seat, Dana's riding in one seat and Caden's in the other seat, and we're just bebopping along. And all of a sudden we hear,
"Hey, bro. How's it going?
How's it going?" And he's talking on his phone, like pretending to talk on his phone. And all of a sudden we hear something about
a mortgage.
Getting its mortgage paid.
Yeah.
Now, the child does not obviously have a mortgage.
Obviously.
I don't know how he knows what a mortgage is. Because, I mean, we don't talk about our mortgage. It just automatically comes out of the bank. And I don't ask, hey, is the mortgage payment made? Nobody's come and rolled us out of the house yet.
No kidding.
So I'm assuming the mortgage is always paid.
Yeah.
But he
did get upset in that conversation.
Yeah, because nobody at the mortgage place was there.
Yeah.
Wouldn't answer the phone.
Wouldn't take his payment.
Wouldn't Wouldn't help him.
No.
So he had to rely on his grandma, Marsha. Marsha had to go and make the payment for him. But it got paid.
It did get paid.
He didn't lose his house.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
But he was quite concerned about that mortgage.
He was.
And there were many other things that happened on that part. But that was the one thing that was quite shocking. The whole mortgage payment, like, child, okay. But speaking about being in the car, I have a bell in my car that helps me from being less cunty when I drive.
Yeah.
So I was ringing this bell.
Yeah.
And I have him trained now. When the bell rings, the middle finger comes up immediately. And sometimes both middle fingers. And there's been occasions where the window goes down and the finger goes out. And everybody's shocked. Like, okay. And then he might say when the bell rings, he might say, "Nice blinker, Dick." Donkey Dick.
Yeah.
I don't know where he's picked up Donkey Dick. I certainly don't say Donkey Dick. Or he might say, get off your phone. Because, that's what I yell at people.
Yeah. Yeah.
When they're driving 90 and then they slow down to 60.
Oh, yeah.
I'm assuming they're probably on their phone.
Yes.
Because my first thing is to look for a popo.
Yeah.
And if I don't see the popo, then I assume you're on your phone.
Yeah.
You know how people look down and they slow down and whatnot. But he is definitely this ego booster. He's the ego terror downer.
Yes. Yeah.
Caden and he were playing Fortnite with one of Caden's friends he's been playing with for years now. He's a sweet kid, good kid.
Yeah.
And his gamer tag is Hydro. And that's what they call him. And they were playing Fortnite, and apparently Hydro wasn't doing so well in this game. And Caden said something about, hey, Hydro. And Dane chimes in, it's more like Dydro. And I thought, you are just savage to anybody.
Savage.
I felt bad for the poor Dydro. Because now I call him Dydro.
And speaking of being savage, forbid we call the Woodrow.
He doesn't pick up.
He does not pick up. Not the first time. Okay, we can overlook the first time. Second, third time, you don't answer.
He knows where you are.
Yeah,
too.
he will. Where was Woodrow, you ask him? He was at the strip club.
Cheating on the
women.
Yeah.
It's like, who are these other women, sir?
And so then, I messaged him and called him. Yeah. No answer.
Yeah.
I chunk messaged him and called him. No answer. So we began to wonder. Does Dane know something we don't know? And what strip club?
Yeah.
It's for the record, at the time, Woodrow was working out of state.
Yes, he was.
Out of state.
Yeah.
So we had been hanging out and we were trying to call him. I don't even remember what we were calling him for. Probably to tattle about something.
Probably.
Or ask him to do something that he didn't want. That's what it is.
I think it was just, I think they just wanted to talk to him. I think.
I don't know, but he refused to answer the phone.
He did. For everybody.
Yeah.
So
anybody
he was at the strip club.
But he was at the strip club.
He was.
But then when we questioned him about it, he pretended like he wasn't at the strip club.
Yeah. And Dane, no, you were at the strip club.
And how does this child know what the strip club is? I don't go to the strip club.
From the Woodrow.
Oh, we need to talk to Woodrow. Have you taken him to the strip club? Is this how you get in to the strip club? Is this innocent little child getting you into the strip club?
I would not put it past.
Check out all the hoes at the strip club.
Boats and hoes.
Boats and hoes. Boats and hoes. That blew me away. And we all were dying laughing.
Yeah.
He was just, and it just rolled out we were like why is it Woodrow answering? And he just rolled out, he's at the strip club.
Yeah.
Cheating on the girls.
Yeah.
Cheating on what girls?
Yeah.
Certainly not us.
Who would do that?
Have him.
Please.
You could just have him.
They'd send him back quick.
But anyway, we love this little sinker. Life would be quite boring without him. Even tonight as we've been recording and stuff, he's been ripping farts and blaming the dogs
his nobody.
True male fashion.
Yeah.
And standing right beside us and ripping a fart and then being like,
we heard that,
and
sir.
then he'll be like, Thor, why did you do that? And laughing the whole time to himself.
And Thor's just laying on the floor sleeping.
No. But anyway, I'm sure there'll be more stories about Dane along the line. Something new pops up.
Every day.
He called his brother a Filipino cockroach one day. And I'm like,
what?
He was like, Kaden, what the is a Filipino cockroach?
Maybe there was a Filipino at the strip club.
It's one thing after the other. You never know what he's going to say. And I honestly just let it fly.
Oh yeah.
It's fun.
He uses the words properly.
And then OG comes all the way from Texas just to hear him.
Oh yeah. But the first time they met was at Thanksgiving. Dane was not feeling, of course, we've told OG all these stories.
Yeah, and Dane did not live up.
He did not. And my dad was kind of disappointed. But he's like, I know he didn't feel well, but he got to see the true day.
The next visit.
For April this year. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, all filters off. And, we have to send OG videos randomly with Dane doing something.
Or Goomba's over here burning up the phone. Guess what Dane said today?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You won't believe what came out of his mouth.
Yes. Yeah.
But anyway, there will be more stories about Dane and his shenanigans. He has them often.
Yeah.
I mean,
every day.
Yeah. And there's quite a few days where I'm messaging her, you know, first incident of the day was Dane said, "Who the fuck are you?" to the delivery driver. You know, I mean, but anyway, guys, he's a hoot.
He is.
Wouldn't change him.
No.
Couldn't change him even if we wanted to.
No.
We're not going to be able to clean up that vocabulary.
No.
But I mean, he does use it properly.
He does. Yeah.
And he doesn't do it to strangers. Like, he's not going to call a stranger a bitch. He relies on his two moms to do that for him.
They called you that.
Then you are a bitch. But no, you guys keep listening.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there'll be more.
Subscribing.
Yeah, there'll be more.
And I mean,
stories.
if you have a feral child, we would love to hear stories.
If you have an ego crusher, tell us how your child has crushed your ego.
Yeah. Or if you have a sweet one, we want to hear those stories too.
Hold on. I forgot the Diet Coke story. Speaking of egos, we got their names put on Cokes. We went somewhere that they were putting names on Cokes. And we got Dane and Kaden and Jen.
And Eric.
Actually, it's Jenny, but that's okay. That's what my dad used to call it. And Eric with a K.
Yeah.
And then as we were leaving, getting into the car, and then we're sitting down, and I'm like, "Oh, were you excited you got your name on a Coke?" "Yeah, it's great," you know, because we never find it in the wild. He says, as we're driving off, and his dad is driving, and I'm sitting in the seat, I hear him say, "Ma, hey, Jen, you should have put your name on a Diet Coke." "All right, you little ego crusher, you little turd. Like, don't do this to me again."
Yeah.
So anyway, get your name on a Diet Coke, folks.
Yeah.
If you're not sure, put it on the Diet Coke.
Put it. That's the feral child in a nutshell.
I don't even know that you could put him in a nutshell. Probably the nutshell. Yes. But anyway, guys.
We would love to hear your stories.
Yeah, tell us about your feral child.
Reach out on the Facebook.
On the TikTok, leave us a comment.
Yeah.
Or if you have your feral child on the TikTok.
Yeah.
We'd like to see.
Yes.
We like to know other people have feral children.
Yes.
Because there's got to be more. It can't just be him.
No. Oh, no. Yeah.
But there'll be more.
Yes.
Tell us your stories.
Yeah.
You know.
Some pictures if you want.
And it's up on Facebook.
Yeah.
That'll be a good spot. 2 Mouths, No Breaks.
Breaks.
On all
platforms. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can listen to us on Spotify, Audible.
Yep. Amazon Music, Alexa, Amazon.
Yeah.
She might play you if you ask.
She might, yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to ask.
No.
But give us a like, follow, share.
Share.
If you think we're funny, share with some other people that might
grab your
think we're
bestie, share them.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm gonna start a podcast.
It sure has been great for us.
It has. Yeah.
Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed the feralness of a child.
Yes.
And there'll be more feralness of this child. In fact, we had some today that I probably don't even remember. They'll come to me later when we've been in the pool all day and he's like, hey,
remember? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, guys.
Thanks for listening to 2 Mouths.
No Break.
Deuces.
Bitches.